If you want your everyday makeup to look glowy and natural like this, keep watching. Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brianna. I've been experimenting with makeup for quite a while, trying different products, different techniques, different blending brushes to try and figure out what works for me for every day. And I feel like I've really curated a routine that looks amazing and is also super easy. This routine focuses a lot on enhancing your natural features rather than covering anything up, so you can still feel like your beautiful self and not like you're wearing somebody else's face, if that makes sense. You're already beautiful without the help of makeup, but if you're looking to enhance your natural beautiful features, I'm here to help. A good makeup routine always starts with good skin prep, which means a great moisturizer, and I use the Clinique 100-Hour Moisture Surge because it's very, very smoothing. It makes my face feel so soft without making it feel greasy, and it always sits beautifully underneath my makeup. The first time I tried this moisturizer was actually in an Ulta birthday gift, and I'm always very nervous to try new things on my skin because of how sensitive it is. But the first time I put it on, my life was changed, and now I can't imagine using any other moisturizer because this one just works so perfectly for me. Next, since this is an everyday makeup routine, you're going to want to go on with sunscreen. Even in the winter, you want to use sunscreen every single day to keep your skin protected because there are still UV rays. I use the e.l.f. Sun Touchable. This is a very glowy makeup routine, so this is a very glowy sunscreen. We are going to put on primer later, but this doubles as a primer. So if you don't want to put any other primer on your skin, you wouldn't have to. And make sure you blend it down your neck. I just want to show you close up how glowy my skin looks with this sunscreen. Even though that sunscreen had primer, I do like a little bit of extra hold, so I use the e.l.f. Power Grip with the niacinamide in it because I love having skincare in my makeup. This primer really makes sure that my skin is hydrated throughout the day because of the niacinamide, and it never ever breaks me out, which is really, really good. With this primer, you always want to pat it on. You never ever want to rub. The only complaints I ever see from people using this primer are because they rubbed it on instead of patting, and with this specific one, you're supposed to pat it. Since I always like to look like I just spent the day in the sun, I use my Drunk Elephant bronzing drops, and since these are very potent and you need to mix them, I'm mixing them with the Stay Glowy Super Gel in the shade Star Glow. So I put a couple drops. I'm running out of it because I love it so much. But I put a couple of drops on my finger like this, and then I put 2 pumps of this, and then you mix them together. I really want to try the new shade of the Stay Glowy Super Gel because it looks like just a mix between the 2 products I just used, which is perfect, so I wouldn't have to mix them together anymore. And look at the result of that. My skin is looking amazing. I love how those products make me look. Since this is an everyday routine and I don't want to go too heavy on my makeup, I'm not going to use any kind of foundation or skin tint. I'm going to go right in with my bronzer. This is the Makeup by Mario bronzer stick in the shade Medium, and I put a little line of it diagonally underneath the apples of my cheeks. I definitely don't put anything directly on the apples of my cheeks because a lot of people will tell you to put it there and that sculpts you more. But I just find that it makes it look muddy when I mix it with my blush and my highlighter. So I'm going to also put some on my forehead and on the sides of my nose to sculpt it. And I put a little bit underneath my jaw to sculpt that out as well. I use the brush on the back of the product to blend in my nose contour because this brush is small enough. And like I was saying before, I'm not trying to change the shape of anything on my face. I don't want that. I still want to feel and look like myself. I'm just using it to enhance my features and enhance the shape. For the bronzer on the rest of my face, I go in with this big flat brush because I find that it's easier to blend it in. And I just tap it in gently. I've been using this bronzer for months and I adore it. It really gives me that nice tan glow and it's very easy to blend in. Now, do you see how nicely my cheek is sculpted without changing the shape of my face? I love using makeup to just enhance myself rather than change the way I look. Because why would you want to change the way you look? You're beautiful. And I always try to get the bronzer in my hairline just a little bit so that it doesn't look like a harsh white line from where my bronzer is to my hairline. I'm done with my bronzer, feeling super snatched, so now it's time to move on to blush. I'm using the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Love. I like to use a red blush so it looks more natural, like I just came out of the sun. And I just do little dots of that. And I take my brush and I just tap it out nice and gently. And I go up and out. and trust the process. We're looking a little crazy, but you just gotta keep blending. Once it's blended, I also swipe a little bit across the top of my nose and my forehead to make it look super natural, like I was just a little sunburnt. I'm such a summer girl and I love the way I look when I'm tan, so this makeup is just everything. Moving on to concealer, I use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Creme Brulee, and I put a little bit under my eyes, and I also put a little right here because that lifts your face, and I put a little bit on the tip of my nose and the bridge of my nose to highlight it. This is the Haus Labs concealer brush. After trying this, I will never use a different brush to blend my concealer because this blends it so nicely. And I gently tap it in underneath my eyes until it's all blended out. And now I blend it out up here, and I blend it upwards to really lift my face. And I get the other side. When it comes to the concealer that you put on your nose, try to keep it in mostly the same place where you put it so that it doesn't become too muddy and mix with the contour too much. So there we go. And see, it kept its shape and it's highlighting everything that I wanted to highlight. To keep this gorgeous makeup in place, I'm going to use a loose powder, and I use the Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is in the shade Fair. I take my powder puff and I put a little bit on, and I tap it underneath my eyes in the place I put concealer. And I'm not putting on too much because I don't want that baked look. I'm only putting on enough that can absorb into the concealer to set it. I also tap a little bit on the place where I put the concealer on my nose, just so that it stays in place. Although I do want the makeup to be glowy, there is a little bit of shine in places where I don't want it to be. So I'm going to take this and just tap a little bit of powder right into this line right here. And look at how that just disappears. Like, look at this side versus that side. A little bit of powder can change the appearance of the entire look, and it makes it look so much better. Because there's glowy and then there's greasy, and I feel like when I have the glow right here, it can look a little bit greasy. I also do a little bit on the center of my forehead and on my chin. I only want to be glowy in the right places. I don't use a powder contour because I feel like it makes things a little bit muddy, but I do use a powder blush. This is the Rare Beauty powder blush in the shade Joy, and I just take a very tiny amount and I swipe it onto my cheekbones. I love this blush because it's glowy and it doubles as a highlighter. This is the Revolution highlighter in the shade Dare to Divulge. It's this super cute rose gold color. I love it because it has a gorgeous glow, and it's not sparkly like some highlighters. It really just looks like your skin is glowing, which I adore, and it's super affordable, which I love. I use my finger to apply it because I feel like I get the best pigment with highlighters that way. So I put a little bit on my cheeks, on the tip of my nose, and on the bridge of my nose. And I am a sucker for some inner corner highlight. I absolutely love the way that looks, as long as it's blended. I'm not just gonna put like a chunk of highlighter in there. I am gonna blend it. Look how much that elevates it. I'm always so tempted to just stop here and not put on mascara because it looks so pretty. But I'm gonna put on mascara anyway. You could just stop there if you're really going for a natural look, but I do love to enhance my lashes. I've been using this same Revlon lash curler since I was probably 14, and it just gives me the best results every time. Like, look at the difference between those two eyes. Is that not crazy? Like, there's no product on them or anything. That's just from the lash curler. Like, I really cannot say enough good things about this. These are my lashes without any product, and they look amazing. This is just from the curler. If I were going somewhere in this makeup, this is when I would spray my setting spray before mascara so that the mascara doesn't get messed up with the wetness of the setting spray. But if I'm being honest, it's 3 in the morning. Yeah, I decided to record this video at 3 in the morning, so obviously I'm not going anywhere. But this is the Urban Decay all-nighter, and it lasts all day, and it's perfect. So this is what I would use if I was gonna spray my face, but I'm not going to. We are going to go in with our mascara though. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic. It is my ride or die. I'm obsessed with it. This is the only mascara I ever use. The first thing I do, we're getting up close and personal. The first thing I do is coat the tips of my lashes, because when you just start swiping through like this, you can't really be sure that you're getting the very tips. So I do that, and then I go through and make sure I deposit enough product onto the lashes. and then I swipe through it. Hey guys, I ran out of phone storage while I was recording that, and I just had to delete a bunch of apps. But that's the difference between mascara versus no mascara. So yeah, that's how I do my lashes. I'll show you me doing the other side too. And my personal rule for mascara is to just let it get all over your eyelids, and you could just take it off with a Q-tip afterwards. But I always feel like it looks better when you just let it get all over your eyelids. For my bottom lashes, I only put it on the outside because I like that extended eye look. So I put it on the outside, and I just love the way that makes my eyes look. Now I'm taking my little Q-tip with some water on it and getting off the extra mascara, which is super easy. I refuse to use a waterproof mascara. I don't care that it lasts longer. Taking it off makes me wish I was never born. And this one never smudges or flakes or anything anyway, so I don't really see a need to use a waterproof one. And that is the results of the eyelashes. I'm just obsessed with that mascara. It looks so good. I've influenced so many people to start using this mascara. For my lips, I'm not going to line them because I want to maintain that natural look. So I'm going to go in with the NYX Fat Oil Slick Click. This is in the shade Link in My Bio. I love these. It's one of those ones that you click up. And I tap a little bit of it onto my lips, on the bottom, and then on the top. You might think I forgot something. Eyebrows. I actually don't touch my eyebrows when I do a natural makeup look because I like the shape that my eyebrows are. But if you do want to do a little filling in, then I take this. It's the NYX Micro Brow Pencil, and I just do a little bit of filling in because I'm not going to gel them down or anything because I want to look nice and natural. But yeah, that's all I would do if I were to do anything with my eyebrows for this look. So we've reached the end. This is the result of the makeup routine. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I feel so confident when I wear this look, and the most important thing is I still feel like myself. You should always want to look like yourself, even when you have makeup on, because you're gorgeous and there's no need to want to look like anybody else. So I really hope you guys try this routine for yourselves. I had so much fun showing it to you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel to see more fun content like this, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, lovelies!